Garfield High School is home to one of the most unique athletes in our state.
Yeah, sports anchor Alyssa Charlston was at one of her many practices to get the full story.
There's multi-sport athlete, and then there's Sarah Lessig. She has Division I college basketball scholarship offers pouring in while she's playing softball, flag football, and skateboarding in her free time. But it's her first love of baseball and all the talent in her pitching arm that's turning heads.
I didn't know very much about her, but I heard a lot from previous year where she had struck out like 15 guys in a game.
But seeing is believing. So when a radar gun clocked one of Sarah Lessig's fastballs at 81 miles an hour.
Oh, I was in awe because I was like, you know, she was dealing.
Baseball was actually my first sport. I remember when I was super little, my mom sat my brother and I on the couch and threw marshmallows at us so that we could practice our hand-eye coordination. My brother got on a Little League team and I went to some of the practices and I fell in love with it.
From catching marshmallows to throwing heaters. We reached out to Driveline Baseball to see where that 81-mile-an-hour fastball ranks. Driveline is a data-driven baseball player development training program where several Seattle Mariners train, but they also work with hundreds of high schoolers.
We have 591 unique athletes, and the average velocity of a high schooler of that data set is 77.1 miles per hour, and that's peak. That's not average. The 81 mile per hour being the peak of her talents and velocity in the 70th percentile of all high school athletes we've ever seen.
And all 591 high school baseball athletes in Driveline's data set are boys.
She has me looking at stats like, okay, when's the first woman that played Major MLB? You know, she could be the next. That's how good she is.
As a sophomore, Lessig spent time on the junior varsity and varsity teams as the only girl.
You'd expect it to be hard because you're obviously different, but from the experience that I had, all the boys were super accepting and great teammates to me, and they're like a bunch of brothers.
This year, she's playing softball at Garfield. It works better with her AAU basketball schedule. The 6'3" junior already has many Division I offers on the table. Coach Tyler Keys is happy to have the hard thrower in his outfield. And from watching her on the hardwood, he also knows she'll lay out for anything.
She's always on the floor, like on the floor. Not just running up and down the floor. She's actually on the floor getting the basketball. That's how hard she works. And she, like I said, she wants to win all the time. So, true athlete.
Garfield girls basketball just won its 4th consecutive state title. That's unprecedented in Washington among large classification schools. Lessig has been a part of 3 championships.
It's awesome. I mean, it's almost gotten to the point where it feels weird to lose, but I don't know. That's a weird thing to say, but I mean, there's a ton of talent here. Everybody loves the girls basketball team here, which is super awesome and sometimes rare.
Of course, she also finds time to quarterback the girls flag football team at GHS. And during COVID lockdown, refined a unique hobby that her coaches prefer she puts on pause during the season.
I see her in the building. I was like, Sarah, stay off that skateboard. Yeah, stay off that skateboard.
When all the team sports ended for quarantine, it ended up being something that I did every single day, hours a day. And then I got like a few sponsorships for that, and I did some competitions, and it was like just another thing. And it's always something that I'd love to go back to whenever I have the time.
And she has the secret to finding more time and more hours in the day than the rest of us. Academically, she's cruising with straight A's and some AP classes. Sarah told me she's considering playing baseball again for her senior year next year. That's a ticket I'll be purchasing. Back to you.